Thanks for coming to our interview today.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So maybe you would like to start off with this interview, maybe you would like to tell the audience, whoever's watching this, more about your company.
Okay. We're a 4-year-old company based in Perth, Australia. We have something like 60 employees and we work in the oil and gas business. Our principal business is testing, all different kinds of testing of high-class welding to specifications. Mainly gas pipeline and or little plug and or petrochemical plants. You can zoom in on that. And we have partners who assist us with people and equipment, and we also develop our own equipment to work in that kind of environment. Also we have a fair bit of offshore work happening at the moment, both in Australia and outside of Australia, so we're going through the process of finding people overseas, get the right visa requirements, and even bringing families back to Australia ourselves and through Genesis Forbes, which has been good. So we also operate on offshore installations like that, which happens to be a processing plant on a rig offshore, which most people are familiar with. As I said earlier, our core business is pipelines on pipe-lay vessels, and it's a very busy production environment, and each vessel is worth a lot of money, so when it stops for whatever reason, it's a big deal. In the region of probably $500,000 per vessel, and we all have a set function on that vessel, and we're all responsible for making the pipe lay as good as it can be. And we've been successful in the last 4 years at gaining projects in different places in the world as far as Iran, but principally at the moment we're working in Australia, all over Australia, and we're now looking at investment in some of the more technical tooling, and we've also been through a big training program to bring up some of our Australian-based guys and also overseas guys to be able to use that equipment, which is top of the range and also very expensive and extremely technical. So that's about us.
Okay, so there's a lot of very technical work your company do. So what kind of employers are you always looking to hire employees?
We have a range of employees. We have very high qualified guys who are in their 40s, who have 20-25 years experience, or 20 years experience in NDT testing and weld integrity. But we also encourage younger guys because we want guys that are useful other than NDT people, because when you've got lots of equipment, you've got to fix the equipment, and so we need electronic type guys. We need guys that can build things, because wherever we go with our equipment we have a containerized system. So we like to encourage guys with other background to join us, and then we promote the NDT and training the NDT, which normally takes probably, if we work hard with the employee, we can maybe get them through 4 basic methods in 1 year, and then they're still going to gain the experience. So it's about a 2-year curve to get somebody who's very useful, who's also qualified to go and do the work.
So by your definition, what makes a good employee?
He's got to be a team player. He's got to be willing to get out there and work hard. It's a very very busy production environment. There's a lot of travel. There's going to be times when that guy's stuck in an airport for 10 hours. There's going to be times when he gets to the other end. He's a family man. He's got to stay on for an extra period of time because the project dictates that. Or it's not being serviced by helicopters. You've got to wait for a boat and all this kind of stuff. So 20 years ago, guys that we employed in other companies were from the services background, from an RAF or a seagoing background, because we knew they had the discipline to go and do the job in Iran or Malaysia or wherever it was. So there's the going to the place and becoming part of that, the country's systems and working safely and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the technical aspects of the equipment and client requirements. So flexibility, hard work, and be willing to do anything. Not be surprised by what comes up each day.
Okay. Then, about this kind of worker that you just described, do you have a lot of problem hiring people like that?
Yes, we do. There's not many periods when these people are not available from the usual job centre places. That's why we do so much training, because we'll take somebody who's basically a flexible, honest guy, and we'll train him up, and he'll work our systems and our machinery, and have our technical people around him, so he becomes a global guy. We sometimes take guys from other companies, not take them, but if they're ready for a move, we'll bring them over, but they still have to go through our usual pre-qualification process, because they've done certain things in another company's way. But going back to the original question, they're not easy to find, these guys. There are guys also that have a multitude of qualifications who really don't have the experience to back up the wonderful CV. So when we look at guys, we want them to be qualified, but we don't mind spending the time to look at them individually and make sure they've got all the experience, so when we do send them to Iran or wherever it might be, they're going to be good ambassadors for our company. So no point having a guy who's qualified, he really can't run a certain system. He's got the theory, but he hasn't got the background of the system. So we try and make sure that doesn't ever happen. Once or twice it does. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, so now for Genesis Forbes, our company, we have referred a few employees to you. What do you think of them?
Excellent. We've now got, I think, 5 or 6 guys, or maybe 7 guys. Yeah, the guys that come from Singapore particularly, we've got a couple of Indian Singaporean fellows fitted in brilliantly. One of them we're now running through the full 457 immigration process. The Filipino guys that we first took on, first couple of Filipinos came from Genesis Forbes, headhunted out of Sharjah and Dubai. They are 2 of our best people. So it's worked out very well in terms of accounting and the business relationship, no problems whatsoever. So yeah, it's been good.
What would you say about the quality of service that our company provides to you?
Great. I have a personal relationship with Xiao, and we talk a lot, and so far it's been excellent. And in terms of value for money, particularly with the Singaporean guys, it's great. It gives us flexibility as well, because when we do have a downturn in our business, we can then basically send the guys back for a short period and then bring them back again. So we've got that flexible workforce thing, which is great. The employees themselves have received X amount of training, so they can actually go to somebody else with that training, and it'll be useful for them. But what we're trying to do is maintain a core workforce and not send anybody home at all. We want everybody to be working for us, and we've had a great success so far, but we're going to have a downturn at some stage. But if we can keep the current sort of 60 employees, we'll be very happy. And that means that we'll be taking guys through Genesis.
Is there anything else that you would like to say to the audience who is watching this interview?
Give Genesis a go. I have. It's worked out well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ranks.
My pleasure.